Community/Ninja/Retro Track Showcase. We're looking for $7,500 there. We're still only at $564.37. So any donations you can make to either of those can make the marathon last even longer.
We good to go? All right, so should I count down? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so what Lively did there at the start of the run is when he selected his file, he reset the console. This creates the file and allows him to skip a really long cutscene. And that's the start of the run. So this first level is a pretty simple level. It sort of teaches you how to play the game and what buttons do what. So in a speedrun, it's quite straightforward. Essentially, you go around, you run, and you activate all these switches, I guess you could call them. And yeah. So here he drops a bomb, which just knocks him into the switch. So when Bomberman falls from a certain height, he normally stumbles. And by dropping the bomb on his head and knocking himself into the switch, it allows him to not have to stand still for a while. And we can do some donations now.
We have $10 from Anonymous. Though I don't watch speedruns often, I have to donate to such an amazing cause. Keep up the great work, you fantastic people, you. If you're looking to have your donation comment read, now is a great time to donate.
Alright, so right now Lively's going to do one of the first sort of bomb jump sort of things. So he throws that big bomb, which allows him to jump across the gap and saves him walking around to the back and up the stairs. So each world in Bomberman, there's 4 stages. There's 2 stages like this where you go around and do sort of puzzles. There's a mini-boss and a main boss. Each of the mini-bosses is sort of a humanoid boss, and the first of them is Sirius, which is coming up soon. And then the other ones are usually a big creature or robot or something. So with the humanoid bosses, they usually take 3 bombs to defeat. Or you can knock them out and throw them off the edge, which is a lot quicker. So for all the mini-bosses, we usually have a way to quick kill them by throwing them off the edge. So Green Garden 3, we want to go get this big gem thing, but when we get to it, the flying narwhal decides no, you're not allowed to have it, and takes it away with him. So this level is going around and trying to get the gem while he moves it around. You'll notice at the start of each level, he'll zoom the camera in. This is because when the camera is zoomed out, it can create a lot of extra lag with all the extra enemies loaded, and having the camera zoomed in just stops lag occurring, or help stop lag occurring. So after this cutscene, he's going to blow up 2 boxes, and in the boxes there'll be hopefully two item upgrades. The 2 types that he's looking for are a radius and an extra bomb. So what he got there was 2 extra bombs, which isn't that good. So throughout the run, it's ideal to get 2 radius upgrades, which just increases the radius of your bombs by 2, and then 1 bomb extra bomb. The extra bomb allows us to do triple bomb jumps, which allows us to get up to spots we wouldn't normally be allowed to get up to. So what he picked up just then was a remote bombs. The remote bombs, once you have them, it allows you to detonate the bombs whenever you want by clicking Z, and it makes this section a little quicker because you can climb up this huge tower without having to wait for all the bombs to explode. So by standing where he is now, he falls straight into the teleporter, which means he doesn't have to move after the bridge collapses. Yeah, so here you can use the lifts to get up quicker by blowing them up himself, rather than kicking the bomb under and having to wait for it to detonate itself. Alright, so Dragon's the first boss. He does one of three attacks. So he can either breathe fire, bite you, or fly under the bridge. The best pattern is he bites you, because you can actually get a 1 cycle by hitting him with 3 bombs in that 1 cycle. And the other 2 you can only get 1 hit on, which isn't good. Ooh.
Ow.
So sometimes it looks like you're going to get the hits, but you don't. And it looked like you got them there. But a good 2 cycle there. So at the start of Blue 1, he'll try to collect some more power, upgrades. He doesn't really need the radius, but the reason we like having the extra radius is one of the bosses later on is much easier with bigger radius bombs. But apart from that, we don't really need the extra radius. So Blue 1, as well as collecting power-ups, it's also one of the has a lot of the biggest skips. So usually you go around, you press a bunch of switches and knock down a bunch of bridges, but with this 2 bomb jump, we can just get up here and skip pretty much the whole level. So up next is Artemis. She's a humanoid boss, so she's pretty easy to get rid of. Just knock her out and throw her off the edge. If you mess this one up, it's probably one of the longest, most difficult fights, because she's hard to knock out when it's not the initial phases of the fight. So all levels in, or not all, but a lot of the levels in Bomberman 64, if you can reach the end of the level when it hasn't actually been activated, you can still finish the level. But in some cases, it will soft lock the game. So the reason he walked all the way up here to do the triple bomb jump to get up is so that he can kill this butterfly. If you go earlier, the butterfly won't actually spawn. So here, we use a couple of bomb jumps. So 2 bomb jump here to get up onto this little bit. And then we jump across here. And then up here into the end of the level. So usually it creates some stairs so you can climb up there. But we make our own stairs with the bombs to get up there. And it's much quicker than having to go do a bunch of puzzles to get the stairs to come up. So Leviathan, who is a fish, has 3 attacks. He can stomp you, he can wag his tail at you, or he can cut up your bridge and send a massive wave at you. The best pattern is him stomping you, because it allows you to throw a bomb into his mouth and do 2 damage. And then you can do 1 more hit after that, which leads for a quick fight. And yeah, so he got the stomping attack. It's actually possible to get an extra hit on that phase, but it's very difficult to do. And if you mess it up, you're likely going to blow up his angler thing. which won't let you get that attack again. So Red Mountain, one of the big things we do in Red Mountain is just walk off edges. Usually they did tend you to walk around and follow paths, but because we can do stuff like that bomb jump there, we can just walk off most of the edges to skip a lot of the level. So coming through here, at the bottom of these stairs, Lively's going to place a bomb on a very precise pixel. This is because he thinks it despawns the cone enemy at the top, but we've found that it doesn't actually do that. I think for a long time most of us did that because we thought it was what caused him to despawn, but I think it's more the movement on the way up to there that causes it. It's not really about how many bombs are dropped or where they're dropped. So Orion, he usually just runs down at you, but sometimes he likes to run off to the left and do his own thing. But if he runs straight down at you, you can throw a bomb on his head and chuck him off the edge. If not, you can usually get to a diagonal from him, and he'll run at you, and it's nice and easy to throw a bomb at him there. That was unfortunate. It looks like Lively's going to kill him using the explosions from the bomb. So the reason we got the heart earlier, I didn't explain this, it's used for a glitch later on, which saves about 30 seconds by skipping a boss and some cutscenes, or a mini-boss in one of the levels and some cutscenes. So what hearts do is they allow you to take an extra hit of damage, and yeah. In normal mode, when you lose a heart, it actually will remain on the field, so you can recollect it, but in hard mode, they disappear as soon as you get hit. So just there, dropped another bomb on his head just to allow him to get into the cutscene without Bomberman stumbling. So coming up at the top here, there's a little cutscene skip, which allows Bomberman to jump across into the end of the level. It actually skips having to blow up 4 pillars, and also the cutscene of the bridge falling down. And it saves about 10 or 12 seconds. That was unfortunate. No. So there he placed the bomb a little bit close, and as you can see, he hit the second bomb while it was still just after he'd bounced off the first one. So I didn't get the distance he needed to make it across to the platform. You can read a donation now.
We have $64.64 from Robo Bluebird. Go LivelyRaccoon. Have fun and don't trust Sirius. Runner's choice for the money.
So here he's just going to blow up the pillars because he's already blown up the 2 on the left. So it's quicker to just blow up the other 2. So the next boss is Hades. He's a big robot that's controlled by Orion. The best pattern is for him to spin straight away, which allows you to do all the damage to him in one cycle. But if he doesn't do that, he'll punch. And punches, if he does only punches, it'll be an extra 2 cycles on top of the spinning one. So yeah, here he's punching. So at this point, it doesn't matter what he does on the next cycle if he gets through to the next cycle, because he's going to die as soon as he gets hit by a bomb. So that little tower Lively made just then, it's RNG manipulation. Not really, it just looks cool. Those little towers are used a lot in 100% to get to spots where you can't actually do regular bomb jumps, so it allows you to create little standing bomb jumps so you can sort of jump from anywhere. So here Lively's gonna, because he lost his heart when he fell into the lava, he's gonna recollect a new one. There's a couple spots we can do this out throughout the run, but here in White 1 and back in Blue 3, I think it is, yeah, Blue 3, are the quickest 2 hearts to get, so those are the 2 we usually aim to get. So just there he does a little 3 bomb jump to get up to that ledge, which saves him walking around. So here there's some wind, and the wind actually stops you from being able to climb up these hills, but you can get around that first little section and up to here and wait for the wind up here instead of down at the bottom, which is quite quick. So coming up after he throws this bomb, the bomb will blow up a house, which will get lowered so I can go press a switch. And on top of the house, there's a snowman. You can actually do some jumps off the snowman, and one of them will save you, if you get, depending on the angle you come off from, you will either save like 0.2 of a second, lose 0.2 of a second, and if you don't do it, you'll get what time you would have gotten. Right there, because he came off diagonally, instead of down, straight towards the switch, he actually lost 0.3 of a second, so he probably shouldn't have gone for that. Regulus is one of the easier mini-bosses in terms of, not only is he easy to do the quick kill, but if you miss the quick kill, it's quite easy to do a backup strat, because he does the same pattern every time. So he'll, not the same pattern, but he'll do the same attack every time. So when he charges at you, you just walk near an edge and you can just kick a bomb at him and throw him off the edge. So as you can see, if he hadn't been thrown off there for some reason, it would have been easy for Lively to just run off to one of the other edges and he would have charged at him again. So the next level is slippery, shiny floor, and it's just an ice level with ice physics. There's not really much to it. The only other gimmick to it is in the middle rooms, the floor gets inverted. So instead of looking from above, he's looking from underneath. But because we know that all these rooms you just run straight, it's not an issue that the camera's messed up. We got a fair bit of time in this level for donations.
We have $20 from Ashkin Honordust. Let's go Lively. The only reason I'll wake up at 5 a.m. is to watch a sick Bomberman 64 run. Sick to see you come this far. Here's $40 from It's Baris. Love seeing one of my favorite N64 games played. Great cause to give to as well. I'll do 20 for the Final Fantasy VI train suplex and 20 to save the animals, because I've never had a frame as a pet.
So here there's just a little plant we like to call Gandalf. He won't let you pass sometimes, and if you try to pass and he's not letting you pass, he will push you in. You can do some more donations.
Here's $10 from Blue Sin. Good evening from Australia. Nice to hear a familiar accent on the couch. Shout out to Treeby, the biggest Bomberman fan I know. Another $5 if the announcer can yell Boongaus in his best Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. Well, I tried.
Alright, so the next boss is Mantis, but we like to call him Spider because he looks like a spider and he has a web at the bottom. So pretty much for Mantis or Spider, what we like to do is pump up bombs and throw them from underneath. So we sort of just dance underneath him while throwing bombs, have a little party under there. Once you've done 3 hits of damage to him, he'll destroy the floor. It's possible for him to not do this, which saves a little bit of time, but it's very luck reliant on whether he does it or not. Alright, so after beating the first 4 worlds, it allows you to go up to Black Fortress. And this is Artemis, what's his name? Altair's. I kept calling him Artemis yesterday as well. Up to Altair's base. So, Black 1 is what we like to call traffic. Essentially, we just run through the traffic and try not to get hit. The cars and buses have very specific patterns, so it's easy to know where to stand on each screen. And we just do little jumps across those gaps, which saves us running around to above the floor on those platforms and having to do some backtracking in areas. Time for a donation.
Here's $200 from Kyle13. I have nothing clever to say, but thanks for doing this. I've had a lot of entertainment this week because of SGDQ. Also, I used to play Bomberman 64 so much as a kid. This game rules. $10 from Mythrack. Greetings from Finland. Watching SGDQ always makes my work week go so much faster. Good luck for all the runners.
Alright, so at the start of the run we grabbed that heart. And the reason we grabbed the heart is in this room is a mini-boss. So if you walk across where those 2 lampposts down there are, it'll actually spawn the mini-boss and cause a big cutscene. So what we do is this glitch which allows us to sort of float around. And because we can float around, it lets us skip a couple cutscenes and the mini-boss, which allows us to just go over here to the end of the level. The reason he has to drop that bomb is to actually exit the glitch state and allow him to trigger the cutscene, the loading zone at the end. This next boss is Harvester. He's not a very nice guy. That's all there is to say. One of the main spots where runs come to die. One of the reasons he's quite difficult is because he moves around a lot and will put giant explosions everywhere which can kill you quite quickly. Whoa. Very lucky there to miss getting hit by that laser. So most of the other bosses we use big bombs on, but Harvester, because you can kick the bombs along the ground and he's on the ground, you can hit him for half hearts, which is usually quicker than using big bombs. Nice 5 card there. So on most of the bosses you can get cards by destroying different parts of their bodies. It's not useful in any percent, but a lot of the time on Harvester, you'll get it just by going quick. So this is Trap Tower, one of the worst levels in the game, but we just skip a lot of it by jumping over fences, jumping up onto ledges. And so in each of the parts of the level, he'll go around, do the puzzling stuff, and then he'll step on one of those flying elephants you just saw there, which takes him up to the next level. So this next floor, probably the worst floor on the game. When you die, you go back to the start of the floor you were on. And this one, because you're walking on this small edge that usually has enemies on it, they quite often knock you off into the... and then you have to re-click this switch and redo everything you've done up to that point. So you can lose quite a lot of time on this level by dying on it. And a lot of the time when you think you're safe from those enemies, they turn around and push you off anyway. So in this next room, there's a big door. To get rid of this door, you have to throw a big bomb on it, but the big bomb takes a long time to explode. So what we do is we kick a small bomb and use the explosion from the small bomb to blow up a big bomb that we throw. And this blows up the door a lot quicker, but requires you to mash really fast. And when I first started playing, it was quite difficult to mash quickly, so I asked Lively how to mash quickly, and he gave me some pretty good advice. Do you want to share that advice with people?
Just push the button.
So up until, I think it was about halfway through last year, this fight was very RNG reliant, because we needed Vega, the little ship there, to not attack us at the start, because we stood still for about 3 seconds. But then last year, Square Wave found a way to kick a bomb at him, run left and kick a bomb at him, which was much more consistent and meant we avoided Vega completely. And then one day when I was doing that strat, I accidentally walked a bit far, and this is what happened. Oh, not that. That's not what happened. What happened was I kicked the bomb and Altair jumped straight off the edge, making the fight a lot easier than it used to be. So I think Lively's just going to use bomb explosions to kill him. Alright, so here's the last phase. Time's coming up soon. This last phase can be quite difficult sometimes. I know a couple of people who've died to it, me included. I think Mest has died to it a couple times. Alright, ready on time. And time. So yeah, that last fight you really shouldn't die to, but if you don't pick him up quick enough, sometimes the bomb that you use to knock him out can kill you. So that's Bomberman 64.